the war was not Ojukwu's war. I happened on the Igbo situation at the time of the conflict. I did my duty to the best of my ability, and I am glad that Nigerians generally recognize this fact. One man could not have held the entire Nigeria and her allies for 3 years. The Igbo people felt threatened.
Why don't you go back to Nigeria now and fight the election in person?
I would very much like to. I would very much like to. But I have already mentioned the obstacles. I'm not seeking government office just to represent my people 10 years after the end of the war. Obstacles are being put. Even people who just signed my papers are being imprisoned. It will be foolhardy for me at this stage to step into Nigeria. But I will go back. Now let's get it straight. The young officers had within Igbos, Yorubas, and Hausas. The way the Nigerian army was structured, you could not escape a preponderance of Igbo officers. And these were at the middle level because they were essentially majors. By then I was a lieutenant colonel, so I wasn't part of it. I was then commanding a battalion in Kano. The coup ostensibly, because I've later found out that the whole aim of the coup was to halt this apparent drift in Nigeria. But significantly, you know what they wanted to do? To create a presidential commission of army officers as a safeguard to the people who would guard the nation and hand over government to Chief Obafemi Awolowo. The idea was to release him from prison, make him prime minister, and in the hope that Nigeria would become a better place. That is actually how.
So it was really the Yorubas and their leader that were going to benefit
absolutely.
From the coup, not the insinuation that it was an Igbo coup.
No, certainly not.
Okay.
Certainly.
Your Excellency, we have
And not only that, and I think because a lot of things have been said about this.
Yes.
Who actually halted the coup? Aguiyi in Lagos and Igbo. Emeka Odumegwu Ojukwu in
shut down their high commission. In Finland, the capital, we actually learned there's a serious diplomatic row, going on between Nigeria and Finland over IBB book launch. Many truths, many revelations, gory ones, abominable ones, have been, released through the book. If you go through the book, you will actually see how Igbo man has been subjected to at least heinous crimes, heinous marginalization, heinous persecution and persecution over the years. After the war, the Fulani Janjaweeds and the hegemony has been, concentrated serious assault, bloody one on Igbo man. Irrespective of the fact that all the accusations in the past, from 1966 to date, Igbo man has been vindicated. They had no hands in all these accusations of 1966 coup. The revelation is too great. The participants, the people that partook during the war, even fought the Igbos and committed such mutiny in the barracks, they had actually come to say the truth in their various books. One of the books was Kaduna Chukwuma Nzogo, my friend, written by Obasanjo in 1986. Then the latest book now is written by Ibrahim Badamos Babangida, the then Nigerian president from 1985 to 1993. He championed the book and made many revelations about the 1996 coup, that Igbo man is the least tribe, the least man in that coup. The highest number of the coup plotters were the Yorubas. The reason for the coup plotting is for Yoruba man to be released from prison and take over the mantle of leadership of Nigeria. His name was Obafemi Awolowo. And today, we are seeing another chapter of our life, our affair, our political system in Nigeria. A tribe that has done nothing has been subjected to this serious punishment, serious deprivation, serious annihilation, serious animosity and hostility over the years against him, the Igbo man. And today, if you ask me, I will tell you that what ginger and what actually captivated the Finnish government to shut down Nigerian embassy in Finland, could not be devoid of what Badamos Babangida has actually released to the world this time around. The June 12th annulment election has been actually exposed IBB to another animosity, to another wicked, to another chapter of hostilities against Nigerian people. He could have no reason to at least annul that election and stop his friend Abiola from becoming Nigerian president. But you could see how he just outrightly did it. And the Yoruba nation, being that they always hate peace, they always hate people that love them, they always hate the wicked ones, people that actually, punish them, give them serious punishment, give them serious animosity and hate. You could become Yoruba friend. That's how they turn their back on the killer, actually murderer of Moshood Abiola, the greatest, generous man Africa has ever had, the most influential man in the then Africa, let me say, in the 90s, 80s. Abiola has been the most generous, influential man in the world. He was among top 10, a great giver. And I'm telling you, this time around, there are many revelations in that book. And today, Finland has taken action because it more or less has given Simon Ekpa another, let me say, vindication and the exoneration that he himself is an innocent man.
Okay, with the development so far, what do you think that the Igbo nation should be thinking about now? How can they correct the ills of the 1967, given the fact that it was BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation, that first started it Igbo coup before Yoruba media feasted on it, according to IBB?
Yes, let me tell you, BBC, you say, is a British man craft. Scheming, they establish that institution to make sure they expand their colony, colonization process the more, and they have that as an agenda against the Francophones, against, the French, the Spaniards, the Portuguese, the Belgians, and so on and so forth. So they use that platform as political agenda. And you see, they made it, known that the Igbos orchestrated the coup so that other tribes will be against that wise, most intelligent and educated tribe in Africa, especially Nigeria, to use it as an excuse to bring the Igbo down so that the rest of the tribes that have low mentality will face the British imperialism. They can never withstand British imperialism or else, unless Igbo man is number one or is being at the helm or at the head of Nigerian political leadership. So they use that as a balance, they use it as a craft, scheming to bring the Igbos down so that Britain will still be in control of Nigerian state. And you can see they actually succeeded. Immediately they made that statement that it was an Igbo coup, other media, other house media, the Yorubas, as you know, they are propagandists and they are haters of Igbos. They only want what will bring Igbo man down as a result of their jealousy ever in their life, enviousness, envy. That's why they cling on that, started writing that it was an Igbo coup. A coup that was made for the Yoruba man has now been changed. Immediately, that is an Igbo coup. Why? What am I saying this? It's a Yoruba coup in the sense that Awolowo was the reason for the coup. It's a Yoruba coup in the sense that Awolowo was jailed at Calabar prison, and the military officers then, they have actually discovered that Awolowo is the best person for Nigeria. That's why the Igbos, they led that coup. Colonel Emmanuel Efad, the best outspoken among the military officers was Chukwuma Kaduna Nzogu. He accurately led the coup with all his Yoruba colleagues. The Yorubas are greatest in number. The military officers are Yorubas, mostly. That's why I said it was actually a Yoruba coup. And today you see how Yoruba betrayed the Igbos. The Igbos, their brother, that orchestrated that coup, that actually made sure that that coup succeeded, so that their own father, Awolowo, will be Nigerian president. Be very careful, Igbo man, anytime you are transacting with Yoruba man. At the end of the day, you will be at the receiving painful end. That's why you should be very crafty. Be as crafty, subtle, sly as snake, Igbo man, while you are transacting with Yoruba man. Be careful.
As an international speaker, Mr. Raf Mbechi, who has always been on the side of, okay, global agitation and advocacy for Biafra, at this point, what do you think the world will be doing, looking at many, over 6 million Igbos that died at that war? What would the world be thinking now?
Reparation is it. Reparation is a payment actually we agitated for 400 years when the Igbos, the Yorubas, the other tribes, African tribes in Senegal, in Southern Africa, all black men actually faced slavery in America from 14th century to 18th century. Immediately, Abraham Lincoln took over the regime from George Washington or other presidents of the United States of America. Abraham Lincoln made sure that subjugation of the black could no longer, proliferate in America. So he, in conjunction with others, William Wilberforce, Booker T. Washington, and the rest of them that actually fought for at least abolition of slavery, they took it upon themselves and made sure that slavery was abolished in the 18th century in the USA. So what I'm trying to say is that the same payment as the whole world agitated for the black man, for the Africa to receive reparation from the Arabs, from the Europe, from the so-called Americans after enslaving the black. Reparation, Abiola fought for it, and other great black men. So what we expect of the Nigerian state now to camp this fire of Biafra is preparation. Is a bigger war for compensation. So this reparation should be paid to Igbo man. Igbo man must receive reparation because they actually make sure that they annihilated the entire tribe. A small Jewish tribe, up to 6 million, as Adolf Hitler did in 1940s for the real white Jews. And actually I told you that they compensated the white Jews. The payment was ongoing. Yes, because German could never ever do anything without collaboration with Israel. Germany is still paying to Israel what they did to Israel in the 1940s terrorists of Second World War. So let me tell you, this time around we are looking towards reparation to the Igbo race. Nigerian nation, the Fulani, the Yoruba, the British mostly must pay. Britain was the one that worked it by giving Nigerian military clique under Gowon all logistic, all military hardwares, firearms, to make sure that Igbos were brought down in 1966, 67, 69 to 70. And they continued their onslaught. After that propaganda that it was Igbo coup, BBC started doing it, continued doing it. Continuation of that propaganda was actually what was going on. Anytime a presidential election is conducted in Nigeria, the winner must come from the back door. They come through rigging, and immediately the person assumes office. Under 1 week, 2 or more, he will actually visit Mama Achale in the UK. That is Queen Elizabeth. He must visit Mama Achale. Indoor there, they will discuss about how Igbo man should be over-marginalized, exploited, depressed, persecuted, denied. That was what is going on in England for many years. Any Nigerian president must pay visit to Mama Achale, Queen Elizabeth, to plan how to bring the more Igbo man down in the political leadership of the country. So Britain must pay reparation. He must for that statement, for making that announcement that actually orchestrated the war of 1967. Britain caused it. BBC aired it that it was Igbo man coup. Yoruba turned their back on us and the what? Rejected us and denied us. The actual chief character, subject matter of that coup was Awolowo. What did Awolowo do? He turned his back on Ojukwu and went to Gowon. Gowon made him financial minister. Finance minister, the then finance minister of Federal Republic of Nigeria, actually turned his back on his brothers, his best friends, people that actually orchestrated the coup to help him out from Calabar prison and make him Nigerian president. Was now the man that was selling the propaganda that the Igbos are coming to attack Lagos. Brain drain is the worst disease any man could suffer. Brain drain, low mentality, mental ability. If you don't have it, if your IQ is low, I think you should need some prescription. Not as a drug or medication, good food. You need nutritious food to refill that gap in your cerebrum. Because I know that people that turned against us and fought against us in 1967 to 1970, the Yorubas, other tribes, they were in greater number than Igbos, the Igbos in that coup. And today, see how They actually swept the whole Igbo officers, military officers in various barracks across Nigeria. Before the commencement actually of that escalation, they have actually killed everybody. Even brainwashed most of the Igbo officers to join them to kill their brothers, and they succeeded. When Unebu was shot in the presence, Chris Unebu was shot by his brother. He is in the presence of his pregnant wife. What a brainwash that the Fulanis used during the war to make sure that the race called Igbo is totally exterminated from existence. But I'm telling you that the book that Babangida launched today has exposed many truths. The whole world is watching. Igbo man should be given reparation. United Nations, BBC, and Nigerian nation.
Well, finally, at this point, we will see Niger Delta don't know what will be going to their mind at this point in time. But justifiably, it is not time now for Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa to be let go, given this new revelation by IBB.
Yeah. It is right time. I know that the book launch actually is pointing towards, liberation, setting free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It looks the book launch, is going towards Nnamdi Kanu's, freedom. If you ask me, Babangida would not have just launched that book by now. Though I know he knows actually he's getting closer to meet his ancestors. But I think that this is the right time he launched the book, and all movements, every suspicion is going towards Nnamdi Kanu's at least freedom. Babangida's book has actually exonerated the Igbo man, that Igbo man has been vindicated. We have never been in any area, in any angle against Nigerian state. We are the best setters of Nigerian state. Minus Igbos, there's no Nigeria. Yoruba man is busy siphoning money in the office. Yoruba man is busy siphoning money at the exalted places of Aso Rock and various ministries in this country. Tell me where an Igbo man has actually brought Nigerian public fund down, selling money in large quantum. Tell me who the hell is the person. They will actually, hang him if he is an Igbo man. The Yoruba man freely loots money, Hausa man freely loots money, Fulani man freely loots money. They are all looters. Still, all hands are pointing towards Igbo man that is a money monger. He likes money. During Tinubu Buhari administration, monkey stole money and jumped through the window. During Buhari administration, python swallow money, snake. And what? Because it's an escape expert, in escape. Escape expert, that's python. He escaped to nowhere. That's Fulani man regime. And today we are witnessing what is going on in Tinubu administration, the Yoruba man. The whole Nigerians are subjected to annihilation. Bad governance. Economic excruciation. Nigerians are dying. To be, he is an Igbo man. The whole BBC will be writing, shouting. BBC, British man, is the problem Igbo man have. To be that is an Igbo man, the whole national dailies, the whole newspapers in Nigeria, Yoruba journalists will be writing, shouting, talking and ranting. He's not an Igbo man. They should look into Igbo man's case. Compensation, a bigger word for it is reparation. Igbos should be paid reparation by United Nations, BBC, and Nigerian nation. We needed to be what? Compensated.